Today, I'll talk about the K5C mini LED bulbs, specifically comparing them to the regular K5C bulbs. Both bulbs are at 4300 kelvins. No speculation, just proof, just data from the thermal camera. Let's go! To start, there is already a video on the channel about these bulbs, specifically the K5C at 40 watts, 4300 kelvins. Regular ones, not mini. All the links are in the description, check them out if you're interested. Second, installing these bulbs, specifically the LED ones, in reflector headlights is prohibited, so doing that is bad. You shouldn't do that, and everything I'm gonna tell you today, this is not a guide to action, just some fun and interesting content. Well, now let's get to the point. I bought a couple of K5C mini bulbs, on sale from AliExpress. The price was really nice. The bulbs arrived, and I expected to get excellent light distribution and good brightness. In terms of power, the K5C Mini at 40 watts shines a bit worse than the regular K5C at 40 watts. Let's check it now. As for the light distribution, I installed it in my dad's Duster since the headlights there are great. The reflector is good, and here's what I got. So, this is how regular halogen bulbs shine, the light distribution is even, and the brightness is okay for halogens, well, it's decent. Next, on the left is the K5C at 40 watts, not mini, it's the larger one, and on the right is a regular halogen. And you can see that the light distribution, says to be steers is far from perfect. As for the luminous flux, it's obvious that the LED bulb produces significantly more light. So now let's see what our K5C Mini at 40 watts can do. Is there a difference compared to its larger version? And yes, there is a difference. The light distribution on the left looks very similar to that of a regular halogen bulb. It's also not perfect, but better than a regular halogen bulb. And in terms of power, of course, it's much more than a regular halogen. The truth is, there's a catch here. The thing is, we don't get this kind of result in all headlights. I mean, the light distribution, a lot depends on the design of the headlight itself. In other words, on one car everything is great, like it is now on the Duster, but on another car, like the Peugeot 308, it's not so great. Try to guess which side is the K5C installed on and which side is the K5C Mini. I'll give you a hint. The K5C Mini is on the right. You can't really tell, the light distribution isn't perfect either way. In the garage it was significantly better. But no, I'll repeat, the design of the reflector itself plays an important role. Alright, let's take a look at our bulbs through the thermal imager. After all, the K5C Mini has a small LED installed. Right now it's actually in the photo, and theoretically it should heat up less, and probably it has a long lifespan. I thought naively, but that's not the case. On the left is the regular K5C, and on the right is the K5C Mini. And as you can see, the Mini model is significantly hotter. The maximum I've seen is 111 degrees on the chip, provided that it's not in the headlight but out in the open. That's unreal, a lot, it's very hot. Once again, the regular K5C at 40 watts heats up to 81 degrees. Which is also quite a lot, but 111 is just beyond the limit. I thought maybe it was some kind of defect. Yeah, it seems like no, both bulbs heat up about the same. Then I thought maybe the greedy seller didn't put any thermal paste, or maybe they put very little, or they used a bad one. I took everything apart and replaced everything. And what do you think? Nothing. The temperatures are still just as high. If you compare the two bulbs side by side, you can clearly see that the heatsink and fan on the Mini are really very small. But I repeat, the chip is smaller there. Maybe it's the driver settings that are cranking up the temperature that much. I don't know. Does anyone have any ideas about this? Leave your comments. Conclusion. So what do we have in the end? Is the beam pattern good in the K5C Mini? Yes, the beam pattern is really not bad, but only in certain reflector headlights. In other reflector headlights, the beam pattern is not ideal at all, although it's not completely terrible either. Further, will these headlights blind in the reflector? You can throw a known substance on the fan, but what to 5C on 40 watts is large, that the Mini model will not blind the oncoming flow, provided that they are set up correctly, but this line is lowered slightly below the STG. There is still enough light, but you know who blinds these guys with such headlights, with such light, where the STG, well, it's not that it's bad and simply not there, it's completely absent. These kinds of diodes really blind people, wow. Well, okay, that's not what this video is about. You've seen the temperatures yourself. If earlier I thought that K5C at 40W with heating up to 80 degrees would not last long. Spoilers, they've been around for over a year now, and seeing 111 degrees on the Mini model, I'm still in shock. The only upside to such crazy heating is that the light output, both in the Mini and the regular bulb without the Mini label, is pretty much the same. It's extremely difficult to tell just by looking where is which bulb. But, I'll repeat my complaint, the temperature is just enormous. As far as I know, it's 150 degrees. For a diode, that's basically the point of no return and degradation, or maybe even immediate failure. For some reason, I haven't heard a word about such heating in any other video reviews. And I'll say more, in other videos, the Mini heats up about the same as the regular K5C at 40 watts. We're not even talking about 100 degrees. In short, just questions. Maybe, of course, I got some kind of faulty unit, but it is what it is. Later, I'll try to visit a friend. He also has a K5C Mini. I'll check what his temperatures are like. So make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. My personal opinion. If all k5s minis are like this and heat up like that, if this isn't just a one-off case, then I definitely don't recommend it. The STG is good, but this hellish heating isn't worth it. You might have your own opinion on this matter. If you feel like it, share your thoughts in the comments. That's all I have for today. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye everyone.